Hey guys, Totally Tell Like It Is. In this video, I'm going to explain to you who was behind the establishment of In God We Trust in 1956. I don't know if you can see it, but In God We Trust is behind the $1 bill. It was adopted in the year 1956. In God We Trust was signed and approved by Dwight Eisenhower in the year 56 by the 84th Congress. I'm going to explain to you why it's no coincidence that the 84th Congress adopted In God We Trust in the year 1956. First off, it was approved as the motto in the year 56. Once again, it is the Jesuits that make up the Illuminati. It is the Jesuits that are there for social control. This motto was passed during a time during extreme McCarthy communism. Oh, it's the evil communists that are taking over America. In God we trust. We're a nation of God and freedom. This In God We Trust was a big part for the McCarthy communism raids during the time, the fears of communism, the fear of atheist leaders, blah, blah. And In God We Trust was paving the way for what ultimately was the polarization of politics in the further dividing and conquering of the elites in this society. This paved the way for the Southern strategy and the Republicans winning the angry old white man vote, and the Democrats wanting to capture the black vote. Once again, the bill was passed in the year 56. The Jesuits are also called the Society of Jesus. Society of Jesus equals 56. It's interesting that Jesuit equals 21. So once again, the bill was passed in the year 56. Society of Jesus directly connects to that. It is not arbitrary. The year 1956 also adds up to 21. In Gematria, it is Jesuit that equals 21. Once again, it was the 84th Congress that passed this bill, and that is no coincidence that In God We Trust was adopted by the 84th Congress and Eisenhower. It is because Jesuit equals 84, the Catholic Church equals 84. You think about Jesus being the Savior equals 84. No doubt about it, this was done by the gang, by the Jesuits that make up the Illuminati. As you see, the bill was signed by Eisenhower on July 30th of 1956, July 30th of the year 1956, adds up to 112. Now this is a special number to the gang, to the Catholic Church and the Vatican. The day the bill was signed, In God We Trust, because Catholicism equals 112 and Zionist equals 112. Now when you take away the 19 out in front, July 30th of the year 56, this is a date numerology of 93. Once again, President Eisenhower signed off on the bill. Dwight Eisenhower equals 93. Now, it is interesting that In God We Trust, the phrase itself, the motto equals 58. In Eisenhower, in Gematria equals 58. The Freemasons are the enlightened society. Freemasonry also equals 58. It is the Freemasons that were behind this. It is the Freemasons that run and operate by the code of Gematria. Dwight Eisenhower was born in the year 90. This connects to the Catholic Church and its members. Catholics equals 90 in simple Gematria. Dwight Eisenhower was 65 years old when he signed off on this bill. That is no coincidence because the Pope at the time was Pope Pius II. Pope Pius II began his papacy and was born on the same day of his papacy, on March the 2nd. Now, first and foremost, in Gematria, once again, Eisenhower was 65 years old when he signed off on this bill. Lord Jesus Christ equals 65. The Pope at the time, Pius, equals 65. Once again, Eisenhower was 65 years old. The amount of time from Okay, the amount of time from Pope Pius's birthday, March the 2nd of the year 1956, and to the time that the bill was signed and passed. The amount of time between Pope Pius the 12th birthday and the day that the bill was signed, In God We Trust, was a time span of 151 days, connects to the Messiah. Jesus Christ equals 151. That's another thing. Eisenhower's birth year was significant, but he died in the year 69. 69 is significant because the Jesuit order equals 69. It was the Jesuits behind the signing of this bill. The 151 days, 21 weeks and 4 days. 21 weeks times 4 days equals 84. Once again, 84th Congress, and Jesuit equals 84. Now, the bill was passed on July 30th of 1956. It takes some time to actually print the money and actually kickstart this process. The paper money was first issued in 57 on October the 1st of 1957. Once again, the McCarthy fears, the communism fears, the fear of God in America, In God We Trust, was pre-planned, paved the way for the Southern strategy and the polarization, divide and conquer of America as the elites transfer as much wealth as they can from the poor and the middle class to the ultra wealthy. October the 1st of 1957 is a direct tribute to the religious right in America. October the 1st of 1957 equals 87. Religious right in Gematria equals 87. No coincidence. Now, the amount of time between the 1-year anniversary of the bill being signed in October the 1st, when you include the end day, is a time span of 64 days. This is no coincidence. We are ruled by the gang of Zion and the Zionist bankers and the Jesuits at the Vatican, and the Freemasons that are our politicians are Zionist AIPAC puppets and rule over the corporations that they run. Israel, Zion, Synagogue of Satan, all equals 64. 64 days from the 1-year anniversary of Eisenhower signing the bill and the money being circulated, which brings us to the year 57. 5 times 7 equals 35. Catholic equals 35. The year 57, 5 plus 7 equals 12. Pope Pius XII was the Pope back then. This is all that needs to be said, but now you know why In God We Trust was passed. Not only was it part of the elite's plan to divide and conquer people and to control people through fear, especially with religion, but you think about how it relates to today. Oh, we're a nation of God, and that's what the religious right did, and you can check the description. George W. Bush did say that God told me to invade Iraq. So once again, In God We Trust is unconstitutional. Government should not respect an establishment of religion, even if it's monotheism itself. It is all because you're ruled by your gang of Freemasons, Zionists, Jesuits, and the religious right is a big part of the elite's plan to divide and conquer people, to polarize this nation, and thus control it even more when the people are bickering with themselves.